All right, this video is going to be about the transition, the drop from a handstand down to a forearm stand. I'm not going to show you too many ways to scale this out right now. This is something that took me a very long time to be able to land, and even now I'm not quite sure if I'm going to get this on the first take, because sometimes I basically land this one time out of 3, maybe one time out of 2 if I'm having a good day. It's a tough landing. So you're coming from the hands, coming down onto your forearms, and you're trying to keep your body vertical in the air the entire time. The prerequisites to this: you do need a good amount of strength, and you do need a good amount of body control while you're inverted. I recommend you have at least a 30-second handstand away from the wall, at least a 30-second to 1-minute forearm stand away from a wall, and that you can lift from a forearm headstand up into a forearm stand. You want to have that kind of strength in your arms to hold on to basically control the transition. Now I'm just going to show this here, and there are other ways to work on this. Once my handstand was very solid, meaning I could hold a 1-minute handstand in the middle of the room, I started playing around with this sort of transition. It took me a long time to figure out how to adjust my balance so I could actually land this appropriately. It's going to take time. You don't necessarily need to do this on a soft surface. It helps at first. It's a little nicer on your arms. I do this on the sidewalk. It's not that big a deal as far as the impact goes, but you want to lower it down as lightly as you can. And there is like a brief point where you just kind of let all the weight go and you're coming down relatively hard. You're probably not going to hurt yourself over time, but you can bring yourself out to the sides a little bit. You'll find yourself twisting in different positions. I haven't really hurt myself basically crash landing out of this, and I've crash landed from this hundreds of times. It took me a long time to figure this out, how to shift my weight. I do this with a bit of an arch through my body because it's very difficult for me to control this while I'm totally vertical. And I would imagine if I was much more skilled upside down, I'd be able to keep my body in one line even as I'm coming down to my forearm. So I'm going to go through this and see how it goes here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this up and give this a try. Let me just explain what I'm going to do here, because once I'm up, I'm not going to want to talk very much. It takes a lot of concentration, and I really have to pay attention to what I'm doing as I come down. Now, once I bring myself up into the hand, I'm going to take this bit by bit, find that arc through my body, so moving to a scorpion shape with my feet hanging back way past my fingers, and that's going to help me distribute my weight as I come down, because my weight's going to come down toward my elbows, and at the same time I have to not let all the weight come back here. I have to keep some of it hanging back, and at the same time my shoulders are going to move a little bit back and forth to find the balance. It's a lot of adjustments, so you really want to have your head clear, and you really want to be sure that you're strong in both shapes, both in the handstand and the forearm stand. When you come into that transition point of impact, it's very easy to lose sight of what you're doing, to just barely catch it, and then all of a sudden you're down, and it takes a little while to get into this. So again, this took me a couple hundred attempts before I actually pulled it off and was able to stay upside down. I can do it more reliably now, but it's still not every time. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. And again, you can come up in your handstand however you like. And again, I'll find the scorpion shape. And then from there, I'm going to try to take this nice and slow. And I caught it that time. There we go. And I'll go ahead and bring this down. So that's the transition. Coming down from the handstand to the forearm stand. If you're working on this, I wish you luck. It took me a good amount of time, and it's fun, it's interesting, it's satisfying once you get it, I gotta say. Hope this helps.